3 to 5 tons. We're going to see a little movie soon about how they moved them. Herod built a special dressing around to give it a nice little classy touch, which glows in the sun. Yes, what are these and what are these? Any idea? When they built, they put planks to stand on the planks to build and to chisel. Let's go, scaffolding. Thank you. Okay, so we're back at the Western Wall, and there's a lot more I want to say, but it's too noisy. We're going to walk about 3 minutes. We're going to go through a section where you're going to see a lot of ladies praying here. They're standing looking at the Western Wall, and through that entrance, which is closed up, it's believed that that is the place where the Holy of Holies is, just on the other side of the wall. That's why the women are praying there. But we're going to carry on through, and we'll talk when we get through. We're just going to come in here and wait till this other group goes through. While we're waiting, something I want to say about the stones. Just come in. You know, most of us, when we're younger, we start to mature, we start to get to know ourselves, and we think we're going to go out in that world and we're going to, you know, turn it upside down. But it doesn't take us long to realize that it doesn't work like that. And that we are just a small little microchip in the whole history of events of people. However, when we look back over history, we see that, what's the old saying? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. How was the Wall of China built? One brick at a time. How was the temple built? One stone at a time. I mentioned that it took about 75 years to build. I want you to imagine you are a young priest. You're one of 10,000 young priests that's just been anointed to build King Herod's temple. You go home, you tell your mom, your dad, your brother, your bro, your sis. That's what we say in New Zealand, your bro, your sis. How excited you are to be able to build God's house. You can't get a much higher calling than that, right? You can't. You go to work the next day, you got your hammer, your chisel, you're chiseling away, you're all excited, everyone else is excited. You do the same for the next few days. By the end of the week, you're looking at that first stone, you've got a few blisters, a little bit of a sunburn, you're a bit tired. Then by the second, third week, maybe you've made your first stone, but now monotony a little bit starts to hit in, competition with other stone builders, fatigue, that excitement gets to wear off. Now another month, another month, and you've maybe built 5 or 6 stones in this massive, huge complex that's going to take 75 years to build. And now you're starting to think, am I going to be doing this for the rest of my days? For the next year, 2? You know, building God's house sounded so great. It was exciting. Okay. Now fast forward. Now you're in your 50s or your 60s. You come up to Jerusalem to worship the Lord at one of the feasts, and you look from a distance with your grandsons and your sons surrounding you, and you see this big glowing building, and you say to them, you see that stone there, you see that stone there, I built that. I had a part to this. And so you get the point, is that when I think of the stones, when I think of the enormity of when I think of how it was built, how long it was built, this is all just figures in a story. You've got to break it down and be practical. And you and me are part of that history. You and me do that kind of stuff. And sometimes we get excited, especially when it's all new. We need to keep focused, right? We need to take heed to 1 Corinthians 15:58. Paul says, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, because you know that your labor is not in vain. So remember that when you think of the stones, and when you think of what you're doing for God in your life, it may seem very insignificant. It may seem like you're not getting much praise or acknowledgement, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. God sees it. Your labor is not in vain. And there are promises for those who are good and faithful. That's the only two things. When we get our talents and use them, the Lord says, well done, good and faithful. So let's all be encouraged by this to be as good as we can and to be as faithful as we can. I don't think the Lord wants much more than that. Okay? It's 1 Corinthians 15:58.
How you guys doing?
Did you get what you wanted?
Yeah.
That's all of us?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so where we are now, we are at the end of the Western Wall. Look where, see how the stones have been placed in the bedrock here. This is probably a drainage. This here is probably where they've been quarrying stones. And here, down here, there's a couple of stones, don't know what it's called, but look at your feet. We are standing on what I call Wall Street. And it's a play on words, two reasons. Number one, it's next to the wall, the wall. And number two, it was the Wall Street of the day. This is where the markets were, the money changers and all that. By the way, if this is the Western Wall, remember when we prayed at the Western Wall? We were outside. This would have been outside in the open air. Over this side were probably a market. There's some pillars we found. What was here we don't know. Granary, oil, a pizza shop, a lasagna shop, Italian suits, Armani, who knows?
What about the windows? Aaron, the windows?
Okay, they came from a later period.
Okay.
Above us now is the Muslim quarter. We're going to come out of the Muslim quarter. Yeah. All right, so we're going to see a movie first. And watch the movie from down here if you want. It's exactly the same as up here.
Okay.
And that first step is really tall.
Yes, it is.
Then you guys can stay down here.
Oh, all right.
I
All right, is anyone ready? Sue,
Right.
why don't you be our lights person behind you on the wall?
Okay.
No, just here.
Right where you're at.
Right here, Sue.
On the wall. Here. Turn around to one me. We're on one.
Yeah.
Press the button. Yep. there as a quarry as well. And they found another way of moving stones, especially in Egypt. They would flatten sand and then they would wet it. Not too wet, not too dry, and then they would slide the stones.
Is it over? Will it actually be over, or is it more too wet?
No, that's it.
I thought you couldn't chisel on site. I thought the words on the temple said you could not hammer or chisel, no sound.
No sound?
No sound of a chisel or a hammer on site when they were building the temple. It was supposed to be. Was it right, Jeff?
Confused.
I thought they had to dress all the stones at the quarry and then chisel them and then they just fit them in place. I don't know.
Maybe Solomon didn't follow the rules.
Oh, I don't know. He didn't follow
That's
some.
Herod.
Herod, that's
Right, so was that at Solomon's temple that they did that? And
Oh,
When
maybe.
Herod built the temple, he didn't follow the rules.
This might just be an example at this exhibit.
You're gonna disagree with the cartoon? You're gonna disagree with the cartoon?
No, it's a good
Challenging
point.
it.
Valid point. Guys, anyone's homework tonight?
Pop quiz tomorrow. Tomorrow is almost final exam day. I hope they've been studying their pamphlets, because Yanni gave me a quiz today.
Okay.
To tell you, you want the rest of the study materials?